Welcome back to Still We Persist. I'm Benajza.
And I'm Julie.
And this is the summer edition. Today we're going to go through some things. I found this thing online from the podcast Here's the Thing with Kev on Stage and That Chick Angel. And it's called the Beast Bracket. And so we're going to go through this. The rules are that there's 32 animals that are going to go against each other. And we're trying to figure out who's the best or who's going to win in each fight. And it has a 100-pound weight limit. So, yeah.
Yeah.
The first one is two 500-pound grizzlies versus 200 5-pound rats. I think rats would win.
Rats are going to get them.
Okay.
Like, think about, like, it's just like, because there's just so many of them. And they're, like, strong, you know? They can just bite you.
Rats can bite through some type of metal. It's
right?
Like a certain millimeter of metal.
Right? Like, if they can bite through metal, they're biting through me, like, you know, and we're like a grizzly, you know.
There used to be a torture defense or torture thing.
I bet it was like a medieval time thing.
It was very medieval.
Yeah.
It was anything.
Yeah.
Most things were from medieval times.
Medieval times. It was crazy.
They just lived. I don't know how they made it. I would not be one of the babies who made it through the winter during medieval times. I'd be like, get me out of here.
I wouldn't either. They lived in the weirdest way, too.
They had their animals. That's the only thing I'm here for. Like, they would, like, sleep with their horses.
Right. Like, that was nice. I feel like they really bonded.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, we're connected. But then they would, like, eat them. So I'm like, I can't.
Right. Like,
I don't know if they ate horses. I don't know.
Oh. I'm not really educated on that.
Okay, we got wait. Is it 4 100-pound mongooses?
Right.
No. It's 100 mongooses.
Because mongooses are like this big.
4 100-pound mongooses, maybe.
Right.
Against 5 rams. Or maybe it's just 100 mongooses.
I feel like it's the rams.
Is it mongoose?
Mongoose?
It might be mongoose.
Mongoose?
Would it be the rams? What do rams look like?
Rams?
The only thing I have is from football.
Right, and I feel like that's pretty. Here, I'm gonna Google it.
They're purple.
Rams.
Football.
Yeah, I feel like
they're purple.
It's because they're like
used.
jacked.
Are they jacked?
Oh shoot!
I think mongooses would win.
Aren't we going? Mongoose is like soft.
Oh, that's a ram.
It's a ram, right? Like I'm thinking it's just ramming them because I'm a mongoose, right?
Every animal on here is gonna be soft, low-key.
That's unfortunate. Like a mongoose, like, you know, they're soft. Like you could really like, you know, ram them.
Can they reach them? Because they're gonna have to do that 100 times. They're gonna be tired.
That's true.
What's that? That's 20 mongooses, one ram?
That's fair. That's fair. They're all like attacking. Do they bite?
That's a great question. We should have searched.
We should. I don't know enough about
Next people. Next animals. It's 25 wolverines against 50 raccoons.
Which one do you choose for that one?
I didn't choose any. I just skipped it.
Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
25 wolverines and 50 raccoons. Raccoons have opposable thumbs.
Right. I feel like they could really latch on.
Choke them.
Right? Imagine a raccoon choking.
Anything, because they have really little hands. They're like, they're really tiny. They're
right.
Like
and wolverines, like, they do have pretty long necks where you could, like, really.
I don't know. It's 2 against 1.
I do feel like wait, how many raccoons?
50.
How many wolverines?
25. To clarify, it's not the Hugh Jackman Wolverines. It's actual Wolverines.
Right.
Also, the battlefield is just grass.
Oh,
so
yeah.
nobody has higher playing field.
Mm-hmm. They're just running.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be the raccoons, you know? It's because you're right, like the thumbs. And I don't know, I feel like, do raccoons bite?
They do bite.
Right? Like,
if they're a rabbit.
But then I guess wolverines also, you know, they're like wild animals. As I'm thinking, like, raccoons are from the city.
Yeah.
You know?
Raccoons are from the city?
Raccoons are from the city.
They're city gals.
They're city gals, yeah.
Also, I realized I was saying I was a metro gal. A metro is a lot bigger than a city.
Really?
I think it's like a cluster of cities. I searched it up and I was like, ooh, I've been wrong. I'm not either one fully.
Right.
I'm not a country gal or a city gal. I'm just like in the middle somewhere.
What is in the middle of a country, like a countryside and a city? Like a town?
I guess, maybe.
Because Fresno's not a town.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's quite big.
Yeah.
I like it. But I
Right.
always lived on the like outskirts.
I
So
see.
you get that like kind of country vibe.
Oh, I
But
get it.
also,
I get
like,
it.
I'm scared of frogs. Like, like a frog kept me outside of my house at midnight because he was in front of my door. And my parents would not answer the phone.
What did you think? What you think the frog? Like, did you know it was a frog?
It was definitely a frog. It was
Right.
a big frog. It's like this big.
But it was just like it was just making a lot of noise.
No, it was just in front of my door. And then every time I like got brave enough to go to the door to like try to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna push it.
Right.
It would like lower down like it's gonna jump on me, and I was like, I would die.
No. Yeah.
It's over for me. I'm just outside. I was like, I'd rather sleep in my car than deal with this.
Right.
Or like break the window.
Mhm.
But I realized I could just get the hose. They like water.
Oh, so then
And I
they
was like,
just.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Wow.
was so mad. I was like, I spent 30 minutes of my life just outside in the dark. I didn't live in a dangerous neighborhood, but it wasn't like the safest to be outside at night. So I'm like,
Right.
this is great.
Mhm. So that frog.
Frog.
The frog. Yeah.
Yeah. There was also one that got into our house, and my mom was like, it got into her room, and she woke me up to be like, there's a frog in my room. And I was like, that's crazy, and closed the door on her. And she was like, Benajza. I was like, what do you want me to do about it? And then I ended up putting on my dad's shoes to help her, and the frog was in the shoe, but we didn't find it out until
No.
later, and it jumped out. And I was like, listen, this is why I closed my door.
Right.
I should have stayed asleep. Anyways,
That's really comedic though. Like you just like take off the shoe and then the frog just jumps out and you're
I
like,
never took it off.
oh, you never.
It was in the shoe while I had it on. I just didn't feel it.
Right. It was just squished up in there.
It was just like, I've got to make my escape at some point.
Right. You were like, damn, this shoe finally fits me pretty well now.
Ew. If I had my
Okay.
dad's shoe size,
Huh?
if I had my dad's shoe size, I
Right.
don't know if you ever watched The Proud Family, but
Right.
I would be La Cienega. With the big feet,
Yeah.
just, I would be able to swim really well though.
Yeah, you're already a pretty good swimmer.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
Okay.
3 silverbacks versus 200 roosters. I think the silverbacks, the silverback gorillas, they're the
Oh.
quite big ones.
Oh, yeah, of course. I think, but almost like, yeah, because then the roosters, they'll just claw at you.
Are in Tarzan, were they silverbacks? Did Tarzan believe he was a silverback gorilla?
I have no
That's so random, but I swear,
idea.
are there different kind of gorillas?
No, I think it was, yeah, because he was raised, like that one
They
looks
look like it.
yeah.
That looks like his mother.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Sorry. On the next bracket, we have 4 lions versus 50 foxes.
4 lions versus 54 lions.
I think the lions have it.
I think the lions have it. I think it'll be a great fight though. Like definitely, like the foxes will put up a good fight, but lions
Yes.
will take
I'm
it.
trying to remember what a fox looks like. And then that song is like, what does
What
the
does the
fox say?
fox say? Yeah, just remember that.
That's all I got.
That was such a cultural moment for everybody.
It's so terrible.
I know it was. I actually had a shirt that said.
Oh, that's no.
It was one of my favorite shirts. I really like the design of it. Anyways.
We got 4 wolves versus 10 wolves versus 5 mountain lions.
10 wolves versus 5 mountain lions.
A wolf is just a very big dog.
Right. And a mountain lion.
Is the lions in the mountains. I only ever see them when I see the videos of people about to get like, they like come in contact with them in like LA when they're like hiking, and they'd be like, no. And the
Oh,
mountain
right.
lion and be just like,
Right, yeah.
it's just like, all right. It
Yeah.
does that like little skirt thing.
Right, like they just kind of hiss at you.
They do that
Right,
hiss.
yeah. Are they they're the ones with the 2 legs and they go like that?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally go like that.
And they're like, what is this about to do for real? It
Right.
would scare me to death. But
It's
like,
scary. But like in reality, like for an animal.
no,
like-
for
like a
other
wolf?
people.
Oh,
Yeah.
the other people.
Yeah, because other people be like, no.
Oh, that's right.
What we're not going to do is attack me. It's like, are you serious? You just tell an animal no?
You just use like a stern tone, and then they're like, "Nope, you're right. I won't do
Parent
that."
a lion.
You're right.
Who are we going for?
Wolves.
We're going wolves?
I think I'm going wolves.
All right.
Because mountain lion, I'm thinking like while it's doing this thing, right? I'm thinking the wolves.
Yeah.
You
And there's
know.
10 of them.
Yeah.
They have to like go in a pack.
Right.
Is that what they be doing? Is that what Twilight did? Is Jacob a wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in a
Jacob's a
pack
wolf.
with his long hair.
Yeah. Hey, he cuts it.
He That's it.
Oh my god, that's a spoiler. I'm sorry.
The only thing I got is the one where he like nicknames the daughter.
Right.
You nickname my daughter after Loch next month.
That's exactly actually what happens.
This one's a weird number. We got 67 golden eagles versus 4 gators. Now the gators have underwater and low key up water a little bit, but I don't know what the golden eagles would have to do. Actually, there's no water, so they don't have any water.
There's on grass.
It's just on grass.
Yeah.
It's free game. They don't have air. But like, can a golden eagle get through
to like a gator's like rough?
Yeah. And they have the tail. I feel like the gators would box. I feel like they would have a good time.
I feel like too, because they also have like a strong tail.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they'll just be chomping. But I think like for an eagle, then like it will swoop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you could like potentially like keep just
like
working at it, right?
And there's only 4.
There's only 4 of them, and there's like 67 eagles.
How many is that?
It's quite a bit.
That's over 15.
That's over
for each.
Yeah, that's right. Like, wow, you know, like they could just all teamwork. They could even like dive all together.
I think the gators are getting boxed because they can't go against.
They
4.
can't go, and I think they get tired. Like, you know, they're kind of slower.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think eventually.
They have no water to help them. Yeah, it's gonna be golden eagles.
Right, and I don't know how to like. But you know what's also? I feel like I always think an eagle was just so strong. You know,
a golden eagle is a really good drink at Dutch.
Right.
That's random,
What's
but that
there?
is my drink of choice.
Is that coffee or is it like? Okay.
Well, you can get it as like a frost. I forgot what they're called.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a milkshake.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So happy it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Okay, we got 8 jaguars versus 10 chimps.
8 jaguars.
I think.
Versus 10 chimps.
Yes.
Jaguars.
Chimps.
Chimps.
Box like monkeys on the regular. I think they eat them.
Chimps?
Mm-hmm. It's either that or vice versa. One is bigger.
This is a chimpanzee? Or
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This is a
I
chimpanzee.
need like I realize I have not looked at animals in a minute.
No.
I'm like.
So you have a need to.
Yeah. Because, okay, like, look at this one. Like, this one's jacked. Right?
That's a terrible photo of a chimp.
It's a terrible.
Aren't the chimps the ones in the
like this one.
Aren't they the ones in Planet of Apes? Are those different?
Are chimps the same as apes?
Are they different? That's a great question. I don't know.
I
They look
don't
the
know.
same, no? That look like Top Dude right there. Or in Nope.
Wait.
Yeah, in the beginning of Nope.
In the beginning, nope, I think it is.
That was crazy. I think that's also, it's not like a true story, but that has happened to a lady.
Right. Like,
Because
that's.
she had a pet chimp.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was horrifying.
Yeah. Also them showing her later. Sorry.
Oh, God. Okay, anyways.
Apologies to that
I
lady.
know. That was a crazy movie.
I hope she survived. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about the movie. I'm talking about the real
Oh, the lady. Oh, the real lady. Yeah, I hope she survived, too. Like, that's scary. Why'd she have it as a pet, though?
I don't know.
Right? Like low-key.
People have a bunch of things as pets, though.
Right. Like, I feel like you just shouldn't.
I want a raccoon as a pet, though.
Right.
Low-key, they scare me to death, but like low-key, I do want a raccoon.
That's why they're kind of cute. That's why you knew that they could strangle wolverines.
I didn't know that for real. I made that up. I just said they have opposable thumbs, and then I went like this, and I was like, what can I do with my thumbs?
Joke things.
Promise, I'm not violent.
Right. Okay.
It takes me 10 minutes to kill a fly. I don't even do it. I just let them out, and more come in.
The cupping method, you know.
No,
Oh, how do you get them?
because I don't have any like plastic cups, and if I like cup it, I have to get rid of that cup.
That's true.
So I can't drink a cup anymore. So all I hear is a fly.
Right. I use a plastic container.
Mm.
It was like I used one of Jocelyn's like vitamin containers that were empty. And I just, anyways.
Now we know Jocelyn takes vitamins very well.
She has an empty
We
container.
didn't answer this. Who's winning?
I know. Wait, who's it against?
It's 8 jaguars against 10 chimpanzees.
But I think
I'm looking at them on like a playing ground. Like if they were right here and we were just
right.
like, commentary.
Right, and they're just like, rawr. Then like, I kind of still think a jaguar.
I think a jaguar.
Right? Like, they could bite you. They got claws. I feel like they're also like pretty athletic because the chimpanzees are pretty athletic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're also my favorite animal in the Jungle Book, so I'm here for it.
Okay.
Lies. It was the bear. 100 house cats versus 1,000-pound polar bear. And polar bears are usually that weight.
Wow, so it's one polar bear versus 1,000 cats?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, it's 100 cats.
Oh, 100 cats. I was like,
And 100 house cats.
100 house cats.
But house cats be fearless, especially if they're orange.
Right.
The orange ones just be boxing everybody.
Right.
I feel like the polar bear would still win though.
Yeah, I was just like, I think it'd be heavily wounded, but I think a polar bear.
It's just scary.
Right.
They are kind of slow though. I did see a polar bear try to get a seal.
Yeah, you know, they're.
Oh, and they're in a different environment. I still think they would win, but they'd be tired.
Right. Cause
And,
I think
like,
it's
really
just because
warm.
they could, like, because I feel like like one slash from like a polar bear could like knock out
A good amount of cats.
good amount, right? Like,
And then the other ones would just be like, I don't want no problems.
right, they're just like,
I don't want no smoke.
They'll just be like doing that thing.
So I'm just gonna
Turn
be
to
over
the
here
end.
making biscuits
Right.
until the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 1 bison versus 10 kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Oh yeah,
Kangaroos. That bison's getting
kicked.
beat.
We got 20 pit bulls versus 1 water buffalo.
Wait, 20
Pit bulls.
versus one water buffalo?
I think the buffalo would win. Pit bulls are really
I
nice
think
dogs,
so,
to be honest.
too.
Unless they were like trained to be like killing dogs,
see.
they don't do anything.
Let me see what a water buffalo looks like.
It's just us
Whoa.
searching what animals look like.
Half the time. This is a water buffalo. It lives in the water. Look at that.
It's quite cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think it
cute.
was still back to with the things.
I think so too.
We got 25 honey badgers versus 5 warthogs.
Warhogs?
It's from
Warthogs.
Lion King.
Oh my gosh. Okay, versus
he a
what's the other
warthog?
one? Yeah.
Honey badger.
A honey badger?
It's 25 versus 5. I think honey badgers win.
Honey badgers? What do honey badgers look like? Wow. They look fierce. Aren't they like ruthlessly
They will fight.
like, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
honey
they like
badger.
defend themselves against hyenas and stuff.
Right. And a
Hyena
warthog's just like,
sausage.
yeah.
Okay, we got 8 hyenas versus 5 bucks.
Bucks?
A buck is like a deer,
Oh.
I think. It's like a big deer.
Right. Hold on. I keep getting the basketball team first. It keeps happening.
They
Okay.
pay for it.
I think it's a hyena.
The hyenas.
Yeah.
Hey, hyenas.
Because, you know, like, they got those things, but then a hyena, you know.
And they're also schemy.
Right.
Okay, we got 2 tigers, 5 humans.
Tigers.
Tigers win. We're getting
Tigers.
boxed. I
Tigers.
don't know what we're doing.
Bro.
We would just argue.
I know. We'd be like, you go get it.
We got 50 Tasmanian devils versus 25 bobcats.
Okay, Tasmanian devils.
I honestly just want to say Tasmanian devils because of Looney Tunes, and that was my favorite.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of them. And look how cute they are. I think,
They're just
I
way
think
off.
so.
Da-na-na-na, 50
Wow,
Tas-
Looney Tunes does a Tasmanian devil so dirty. It does not look like that.
No. Also, a bunny doesn't look like Bugs Bunny.
Okay, that's you got me. You got me there.
Okay, we got 20 African wild dogs versus 8 cassowaries.
Right, and those are those birds.
They're very big birds, but 20 African wild dogs. I think that dogs win.
I think dogs.
Anything that somebody says they look like they snuck onto Earth, they have to win.
No, they do. They definitely do. Plus, like, it's like a bird, you know. It's just like one big bird. Like, it could peck at you.
We got.
Then-
Oh wait, we didn't even do mongooses and rams. I think the mongoose win. I don't know which way to say it.
Mongoose.
It's 100 mongoose versus 5 rams. That's 20 apiece.
Right. Like, they're going down. Yeah, if they're biting,
Mhm.
that's it.
Okay, we gotta do it fast. Okay, we got the 200 rats versus 100 mongoose.
200 rats.
I think the mongoose. They're bigger.
You think they're
And
gonna beat
it's
the
just
rats?
2 apiece.
And it's 2 apiece. Oh, they totally got it. Because they also got the size.
And then we got 50 raccoons versus 3 silverbacks.
50 rats.
My guys are gone. We got the silverbacks probably. I don't think raccoons could beat silverbacks for real.
No. No.
Okay, we got 4 lions versus 10 wolves.
It was thumbs versus thumbs back there.
It was. But their thumbs are bigger.
I know. Wait, I'm sorry. Say the animals again.
4 lions versus 10 wolves.
Versus 10 wolves.
So it's 4 250-pound lions versus 10 100-pound wolves.
Ooh.
I
Damn.
think lions win.
I think lions win too.
I think the lions got it.
Yeah. I've never thought about that actually. They're like from such different climates.
67 golden eagles
Right.
versus 8 jaguars. Every time I say jaguar, I just think of the car, which is terrible.
I think so too. God. Marketing.
You
It's
know?
really in there, yeah.
You know what's really embarrassing? Before I had my car,
Yeah.
there was a yellow Mustang that pulled up to where I worked at. And I was like, oh, is this a Ferrari? And they were like, what? And I was like, I think I said Porsche. I said everything but a Mustang. And I was like,
Right.
oh, you should have taken Ferrari.
Right. Because then you'll be like, yeah, it is, you
Yeah.
know. You offer them.
It's just yellow.
Yeah. It happens.
I think Jaguars win.
I think jaguars win too. I'm thinking cats versus birds, right?
Yeah.
Cats win.
You can just swat them.
Right. One by one.
Okay, we got 1 very big polar bear versus 10 kangaroos. I think the kangaroos beat them.
Oh, kangaroos beat them. Kangaroos gonna outrun those polar bears.
What else? We got the water buffalo versus 25 honey badgers.
The honey badgers.
Honey badgers. I think the buffalo would give up.
Yeah.
Honey. And then 8 hyenas versus 2 tigers.
8 hyenas and 2 tigers.
This is the hyenas and Lion King versus Scar and
the
Mufasa at the same time.
Right.
Are those
Wait,
tigers? Those are lions.
those are lions.
This is the Lion King. What?
I didn't even catch that.
For that,
Right.
it's the hyenas.
It's the hyenas. Because you know what happens, but you know what happens in The Lion King.
Yeah,
You know,
they kill them.
they kill him. So I think they could take one more, even though they're lions. Okay.
Okay, we got 50 Tasmanian devils versus the 20 African dogs.
Right.
I think the dogs win.
You think the dogs win?
Did you search what they looked like?
What are they called again?
African wild dogs.
African. I think I did. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, they win. Oh my God. Why do they look like a straight predator?
Okay, we got the 100 mongooses versus the three silverback gorillas.
Wait, how many monkeys
100.
versus 3?
That's 33 mongooses of silverback, and they already have roosters and rats on their stomach.
Right. What do the monkeys have?
Why am
on
I
their
sitting
stomach?
like this?
What did the monkeys go through? Are we taking that into account?
What do they go through?
Yeah, are we taking, like, when we move further into the bracket, are we
Oh, they
taking-
went through rats. They went through rats
Just rat.
and a couple of rams.
Right. Are we taking
I
that?
think the
wow.
silverbacks win.
I want the silverbacks to win. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know.
I think they will.
You know, I feel like it's still.
We got the 4 lions versus 8 jaguars.
4 lions versus 8 jaguars.
Are there lions on here twice? No. Yeah.
Wait, 4 lions and 8 jaguars?
Yeah.
Jaguars are winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't even read my handwriting anymore. Oh, it's 10 kangaroos
Okay.
versus 25 honey badgers. I think the kangaroos are boxing the heck out of honey badgers.
I
I'm
think,
so
yeah,
sorry.
no, I think they're doing little combo moves too. Like,
Because they have too many things that they can use. They got a
Right.
tail, their legs.
right.
And then what else? Arms.
Arms. They even sometimes stand on their tail to use their legs, which is crazy.
They only do that for big ones though. Like
right.
They would do that to us.
Right. They would.
But like
for badgers, they're just kicking.
They would just step on them.
Right. They just hop on top like a little Mario.
We got the 8 hyenas versus 20 African wild dogs.
8 hyenas versus 20 African wild dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Wild dogs.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. There's just so much more. And they look so scary.
Wow. So now we just have silverbacks, kangaroos, jaguars, and wild dogs. So it's the 3 silverbacks versus 8 jaguars.
Now, I don't know about this one.
That one's kind of...
That's rough.
Jaguars can jump on them.
They could jump. And they're like... They could both, like, they have, I feel like, equal stamina.
But I feel like if a jaguar jumps, I feel like a gorilla could catch.
Right? Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Then be like,
right? Like a little...
And there's 3 of them.
Right.
It's only 2 apiece. And then one just has to have an extra.
2 jaguars for 1 gorilla?
Yeah.
You think 1 gorilla could take on 2 jaguars?
I have no clue.
How big? I don't even know what the sizes of these are.
And jaguars run faster. For sure.
Right.
So have you seen a gorilla try to run?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, they don't run that
on
fast.
On their hind legs.
Right.
Unless they do the like full ground run.
Right.
I don't even know how fast they go.
Do they ever run like...
There's no ostriches on here.
I think an ostrich...
Ostrich?
I think they get wrecked.
They would get wrecked. But like I would like to see who they wouldn't get wrecked by.
Right, that's true.
They run quite fast.
They do. I feel like the smaller ones, that they could win.
Also humans.
Right, they could win against...
Humans get beat by every single thing on here.
I can't believe we got paired with tigers, though. Like, come on.
And yeah, they try to pity us and be like 2 against 5.
Right.
So.
Anyways, I don't know about that one, though. Jaguars and gorillas?
I say jags win.
You say jags? I think jags, too.
And then we got the kangaroos versus wild dogs. I think the wild dogs, get boxed.
Yeah, I think the kangaroos are winning.
Okay, so we got jaguars versus kangaroos. I think kangaroos win.
I want to say kangaroos, right?
Think
kangaroos it has to be kangaroo. Kangaroo is just the most athletic animal. Like,
I think they 100%. Only win because they didn't go against silverbacks.
I think so, too, because then they would have, because they're boxing, right?
Yeah,
like
they would have been box. Because all the silverback has to do is catch you.
Right.
That worked.
Wow. So kangaroos win.
Yeah. Also, so you don't fight me, humans don't get any weapons.
Right, yeah. Because,
nice.
you don't see like a kangaroo with a gun. Like, that'd be so scary.
Anyways, do you have any questions?
No. That was great, though.
That was great. How long was that?
I don't know. I got like a...
We'll do one question to end the thing and be done.
Yeah. You wanna do one of my questions?
That's what I asked you and you said no.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, what do you think of pineapple on pizza?
You know this.
Right.
I'm not a fan.
Right.
But I don't like fight it too much. Like if it's there, it's okay. But usually it's with like ham and stuff, and I don't like ham.
Right. Okay. Here's the follow-up question. What is so much worse? Like, what is the topping where you're like, if you see somebody order that, you're like, I think my opinion of you as a pizza orderer goes down.
Anchovies and olives.
Right.
I hate it.
Mhm. And it's just like they do it with the cheese. Right. Yeah, I get that. I was thinking like definitely salami. Because it's like, not salami. What's that? Sardines. Sardines, yeah. I was like, damn.
Yeah, sardines too. Any kind of like fish that you're putting on, I'm just like, why?
Why?
Why did you need that?
Yeah, on a pizza? I don't know.
Think.
I got another one if you want.
You can do yours. Go for it.
What do you got though? Mine are pretty silly. A
lot of mine are silly.
All right, you go yours.
Wait, you go first. Oh, what's something that made you think that you're really not that smart? Like something that random. I didn't know Neptune was a planet for a long time. I thought it was like one of the things that I only hear it on SpongeBob.
Right.
And then I thought it was like one of the Greek gods.
Right.
Zeus and Poseidon.
Right.
But it's a freaking planet.
Yeah.
I thought I had the planets down. I did not.
Right. But you knew like all the other ones.
Hmm.
Right. Just not Neptune.
Not in order either.
No.
I know we're third, I think.
I don't know where we
For
are
the
either.
sun.
Yeah. I think
Pluto's last.
Right, Pluto I know is last. But then they always debate, like, is Pluto a planet?
And then I think it's like Venus and Mars who are like, I don't know which one's first. But I
Right.
know they're in front of us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's a great question.
I know.
Listen.
I really gotta touch up on my basic sciences. Like, wow.
I think I just never learned because I'm like, when am I about to be in space?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm always thinking. I'm like,
Anything that they were like,
This is-
yo, you got to go in space, I'd be like, it's over for me.
it's so, like, I don't want to do that, you know?
Any apocalypse, I'm done.
Right. I would love to go to space without having to go to space.
Like VR space.
No, like, I would like to just be teleported into space with no side effects.
I don't
Right?
want that.
Because, like, listen, you hear an astronaut going into space, they're like they have to train for so long, and they're like the motion sickness, and they're just going through these scenarios where they're literally just swinging around.
Honestly, there's one for the moon landing. There's 3 guys for the moon landing.
Right.
And there's one who was just like, his whole thing was just in the ship going around the moon for like hours a day. And I think it was like 22 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that sucks. Like, nobody remembers him.
Yeah.
I remember you, bro, but like, that's all I got for you.
Like, I remember.
I don't remember
That's
your name, but I also don't remember the other guy's name. So
Right. I don't remember anybody's name either. Which is unfortunate.
I got the ladies from Hidden Figure, Katherine Johnson, Mary Jackson, and I don't remember her last name.
I don't know.
Olivia Blader.
Right.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have another question?
Okay. You know what I was thinking? Like, I was thinking infomercials, right? Like, you know, the as seen on TV things? What do you think is the most useful one?
I've never seen a useful infomercial. Oh, the Shazam.
Shazam.
Or OxyClean.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Shazam
that
was
was
a-
an infomercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was with the one guy, though. The only one guy that was, like, really good. He had, like,
The blue shirt?
hmm
Yeah.
He had an accent. I don't remember what the accent was. I think it was British.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good. I was thinking the salad spinner.
How many times do you use that, though?
Okay, I understand that, but it really elevates the salad
It does
so
have-
much because, like, when it's clean and then it's dry.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Because a wet
press it.
salad's disgusting.
Right, and the sauce, like, it doesn't stick as well. But I
Mhm.
guess you could just, like, leave it out for longer. And
You're not going
it'll
to do
just
that, though.
drain.
Because I just be like,
Yeah, I'm just like, I just want salad right now. But if you, salad's tosser, right? Or I'm thinking a comfy because they're pretty comfy.
is that the hoodie?
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
like, I'm thinking those are great inventions for humans.
One that was a Snuggie, terrible invention. Because
What
I
is-
never felt, it was the one that was like blanket with arms. But I never felt like I was comfortable.
Right.
You're just sitting like this. I'm just like this.
Uh-huh.
I could have left my arms inside the blanket. But
Right.
they're like, what if you want to use it? I don't need to.
You don't need to.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
At this point, it's comfort over whatever I have.
Right.
Dying of
Snuggie.
thirst? Die. What's your top 5 songs of right now? That's all I have. That's my last thing.
It's, you know, it's actually funny, and it's because it's fuck you mean.
What
You
do
know?
you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know the
Because
words.
I don't know, but the way she says, yeah, it's like, it gets me so much. It's so catchy. Yeah, so that's my top song. I don't know what the other ones are, but I've been listening to that one.
I got one that's called Movie Star
Right.
by an artist I think is named Cairo. I
Right.
don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's Kairo. Love that song.
Uh-huh.
We got Playing Tricks by Twee. Tragic by Jasmine Sullivan
Okay.
is a song to just remember for me. I've been listening to Rich Flex, like Drake and 21 Savage. It's mostly for 21 Savage.
Right.
And then, what's my last one? Nothing Even Matters by Sir. I think that's like my number 1 song of my life.
Nothing really matters.
Nothing Even Matters.
Nothing even matters.
That song's so good.
Okay, well, listen.
Well, all right. Thanks for coming back to watch us. Hopefully you come back some more. But that was it for this episode. Thanks for coming back for the summer edition.
Lover.